stands on this idea of detachment. It is 41. So, entire spiritual struggle is standing on this philosophy of how to detach. Our all suffering is because of our attachment, and the release from all suffering is detachment. Detachment means, does it mean? That is the thing we are reading. Detachment does not mean that you will ignore your body, you will give up your food, or you will not do your other activities of the life. Detachment means that you will do everything, but how you can keep your freedom. Let the freedom not be obscured because of anything else. And that freedom is called the song of our heart, song of the soul. So, 16th verse we read on page 39, the perverse fool. Go to the bold lines. Those are the translation meaning of the main verse 16. The perverse fool on page 39. Even after learning there is no trace of sweetness in worldly objects, remains attached to them, is nothing but an ass, and unworthy of being called a man. As if it is little strong words the scripture is using so that we become aware of our, what we call, failures and what makes us really a spiritual person. So it is said, why? Perverse fools. We are perverse because there is no trace of sweetness and joy in the material world, or it is like Ramakrishna gave that example, like in the camel loves to chew some leaves, no? But in the desert when you go, it is most full of thorn. And even throat gets cut. But that poor camel have no other alternative, but he loves that. And when we chew that, while going the soft throat, they get cut and bleeding starts. And then when blood goes to the tongue of the camel feels, bah, it is very sweet. So this is called the comparison of the camel. The world cannot give us joy. It gives a temporary touch of joy, followed by tremendous amount of pain, suffering, anxiety, worries, and everything. It is not bad to have everything in the life, but if we feel this will give me joy, that's a mistake. It cannot, because it is limited. But it is perceived through the senses which are limited. It is perceived to the mind depending on the mental condition. How is my mood? How is the situation around? Huh? So all dependent on so many issues, and one person is trying to find the extreme joy to this sensate universe. So it is like a foolish attempt. No one has succeeded. From time immemorial, how many people have tried to make the best use of the world and be in happiness and joy eternal. That attempt has been done, but it was a failure forever and ever and ever. That means, is it not that we should go for these normal necessities of life? Yes, but we should be intelligent to know that the joy does not come from the outside object. Joy here is there, and external situations stimulate that joy, and it comes, and we think that it's coming from outside. So, to detach to what? Detach to that idea that outside world of name and fame, world of the visible universe, is the source of giving me joy, peace, and happiness. This is a wrong conclusion. That's why it is perverse. Perverse means they don't see the right thing. His buddhi, intelligence is really deluded and fooled, because it's be fooling. We are be fooled by our own experience every day, and we try again and again. Though we have that experience, still we go on and on and on, chewing that, what you said, that camels grabbing the leaves in the desert and bleeding their throat, its own throat. And when the throat bleeds and the tongue tastes that, wow, it is good. But at the cost of the bleeding, tremendous sacrifice, we get a little touch of that joy. But even you get a little touch of joy, that joy is not coming from outside. If you say so, the joy what you get today in your present condition of the mind, your mind mood changes, the same thing is given to you, same experience, you will not feel not joy, rather it may be disgusting. So this is the call. That's why the last part says that even learning there is no trace of sweetness in the objects of the senses or worldly objects, remains attached to them. That is the whole Gita says. You do your duty, stay in life, do whatever is a normal person does, but detach, detach, detach. There is the point. When we are getting attached, it is our life's experience, everyday's experience. Wherever we are attached, we get pain. We feel suffering. That is to learn. This is spiritual life, means learning this art of living. The art of living, the institution is there, no? What is called art of living. This is the art of living, real art of living. How you live in the world, and that art you learn. So you will not be affected by these negativities, these frustrations, this anger, this jealousy, this, and constant pain after little experience of little touch of joy. And wrongly placing that joy outside people, outside person, outside food, a beautiful scene is giving you joy. It is not so. Only your mind is perceiving it that, and that stimuli gives you to pacify the mind for the moment. And that pacification of the mind for the moment gives a glimpse of the bliss which is within. It comes out. Like a sea, think of a turbulent surface of a lake. And you cannot see anything. But suppose it is calm. In one place, somewhere it is calm. For a moment, in some. And see the glow. If it is sunlight or what is moonlight or whatever, that reflection comes spontaneously. So similarly, the joy is always here. That's why the sages and saints are meditating in the deepest core of their heart. And they feel totally fulfilled. Look at Christ when his age, 18 years of his unknown period of time of his life, it is believed that he went into that type of indrawn life. Buddha, became a Buddha. Found here, not outside. So that, knowing that and searching there is our intelligence, and not knowing that and searching it for some other reason or other direction, that is the wrong thing. So onward you are being called a person, because 17 verse also we read probably, or I forgot I read or not. 70% says and said that the slightest desire submerges a person in grief. By the absence of such worldly longing, one attains imperishable bliss. We are always running after immediate joy, instant gratification. This such instant gratification is just a fool's attempt to find joy, because instantly it comes and there is a gap of long time and hours where there is all blankness. We want joy and continuous joy. So Naraha jat kinchitapi sankalpat, human being, sankalpa means this desire. Because of that, alpam, even little that, it nimajjate, it drowns one person into dukkha. Nimajjati dukkhe. It drowns us in agonies, pains, frustrations. But kinchitapi na sankalpat. If you remain that I don't desire anything excepting my own divine self. Yes, it is here. I eat. Food is good. I ate. Okay. There is good thing came. Okay. There is bad thing came. Okay. So if one can learn to do that type of practice, no sankalpa. I am not. Our whole life is burdened by sankalpa. I want this. I want this. Okay, that will be normal thing. I want this. But it should not be totally controlling my life. It is making me slave. I want this. Therefore, whatever opposes that, my anger starts there. Because my sankalpa, my desire is getting blocked. Sankalpa. That which blocks your desire. I am desiring this. Okay. Suppose you come in between. You are a blockage for my anger goes upon you. The environment stops me to fulfill my sankalpa. What will happen? I will be angry with the environment, situation, food, whatever. I want to eat this type of food. And if I don't get it, I will be unhappy. So sankalpa, if you give up sankalpa, only one sankalpa, I will realize my divine self. Sankalpa means that resolution that I want this, want that, want that, want that. It is tiring. It is never fulfilling. Even if I get, it is not fulfilling. We have analyzed many times. I give the gross example of ice cream, that story. By sankalpa, I like ice cream. I want to have it. And there is no stock. Ha! What is this today? There is no stock of ice cream in our monastery. Huh? And if somebody, yes, okay, bring. And you like ice cream, okay, give ice cream. Yeah? So even if I get, then for second scoop, third scoop, fourth scoop is good. But for 20 scoops, if it is given, the same happiness becomes a cause of suffering. You like it, take it, 20 scoops of ice cream. No. Why no? You like it. So sankalpa is such a thing. You not get, then you are unhappy. You get it, then also you are unhappy. But if you see that you want sankalpa only, that I want to know myself, or what is the truth behind this mystery of this life, that is called the na sankalpa. Means desiring for your divine nature to know, desiring or making a resolution in life, I want this, that is my knowledge of God or God realization in simple language, then that is the akshayam sukham asnute. A sukha means happiness. Akshaya means where there is no decline of that. There is no destruction of that. Unending, continuous peace and joy will prevail. Versus our flickering joy. Comes this moment. Whole day, tell me, today, if you look back from morning till now, how many moments was very joyful? And how many moments were opposite of it? So that we can testify ourselves. We are struggling for that, whatever we want. It may bring suddenly, if you get it, little joy for a spark of joy, and then it is not that pleasurable. But we want that joy, aksharam, that is longing one attains imperishable bliss. Once you attain that bliss, it is yours and yours forever. Whatever happens, internally or externally, it is unaffected by that. So that's why this verse number has been described in the page 40. The meaning of the verse, bold line above note 19. The slightest desire submerges a person in grief By the absence of such worldly longings, one attains imperishable bliss. And then Viveka Chudamani, those who have read, you can refer to that. They are saying that it is sankalpa or desire is such. You feel that, okay, if I fulfill once, my desire will be gone. No, it gains momentum. Once you taste, another time craving will come for second time to third time, and fourth time, and it is unending and not giving satisfaction. So he has quoted this example of Viveka Chudamani 325 verse, which says, as a play ball carelessly dropped from one's hand descends downward step by step. Suppose you are in the third floor, you are carrying a ball in your hand and is dropped. And what happens? Strikes the step, then it jumps into the next step. And as it goes down, it sees momentum is getting more and more. So that is the example given by Shankara, the downward step by step. So the slightly extroverted mind, after falling from the goal, descends from the sense object to the next, to the next, to the next. And there is the story of Jajati, the king. The king Jajati, he was the king of India, no? And could you imagine, he's the emperor. So he enjoyed his joy, all the pleasures, material pleasures, throughout his life. But when he became old, he thought it is not enough. I want to enjoy more. But the body has become old. This senses has become weak. Then he said, what? He took an advice of a sage, what can be done? The sage said, yes, you will enjoy another life, but you have to be young man then. But yes, you can be young if someone exchanges the youth to the old and old to the youth. It will exchange. So you will be youth again, youthful, and who is a young person will have to give his youth to you, and he will be old then. So anyhow, his son came forward, Yajati's son, and said, okay, I'll take care, because my father wants to be happy. To make him happy, I will do. He exchanged his youth. And then he again started enjoying the sensory world as much as he can in a royal way. And at the end of that life, he made a beautiful remark. Na yatu kaman kamo upabhogena sammati. Havisha Krishna vartamaiva bhuyayevo vivardhate. It's a beautiful verse. Na yatu kaman, the kamana, the desires. Kaman bahuvachan. Many, many, many desires. Suppose you get all fulfilled. Na yatu kaman kama upabhogena. By enjoying, by experiencing those, sammati, your mind will be peaceful. It is like you want to pour fire in the fire, clarified butter, and putting that butter, you think that it will be, no fire. It will not be inflamed. If you think like that, it is like a fool's sword. Hobisha means, hobi is the ghee. Krishna Vartmaiva, if you put into the burning fire, it will be flamed, or if the fire is little down, it will be smoke. There is no pleasure there. Bhuyayevo ovivardhate. Flame goes, more desire. Desire leads to more desire. That was the experience of the Jayati. So this experience, we have our experience, but we forget that. But it is a reminder that you want eternal peace. You can get momentary peace, momentary joy. Yes, because there is whole world is filled with Ananda only. No? There is nothing but Brahman. There is nothing but Satchidananda. So it is Satchidananda. Eating, seeing, touching, tasting, whatever we do, these are all one joy. But the same joy gets diluted because it comes through the agency of my eyes, my nose, my tongue, my skin. No? Because it comes through those media. First of all, the external, plus my mind, my mood, my situation, my environment. So many factors are there. Because that joy, when it reaches us, little, it is there or not there. So we cannot attain to that blissful state because of this. But suppose these obstacles are gone, your eyes don't limit. Eyes only stimulate that joy, and you go not to the clouded mind. Our mind is clouded because of many desires. So if those are gone, if the layers are crystal clear, the inner light shines forth. And that joy never goes. So there is the example that if one eternal joy, eternal bliss, that is the way.
I just have a question.
Yes.
So what happened to the king's son? It turned old.
Oh, the king's son become old.
Yeah.
He ends up with his old age and the old age disease and weakness and this and that. What will happen? If you exchange, you become old. What his father was to go through, the son is going through that.
But he didn't get enlightened because he was so generous.
Oh, I do not know. That story is not being told. But your emphasis is that even if you get another kingly life of not enjoyment of ordinary human, how much we can enjoy? Our money is limited, our pleasure is limited, our luxury is limited. But you see, think of yourself like that grand, you are the king of the country, whole India. Huh? So everything is under you. So with having that, his experiences, it is not, I have tried it, it does not do any good. Rather, it inflames the fire, the desire more and more for flickering joy. How can you get eternal joy? No desire. Sankalpo. That's the point. Yes.
We live in a country where people aspire to go to the Olympics or take up ice skating, ballet, and dance in the court ballet, and whatever, or painting, or whatever they take up. A man sits down to play a guitar, it's going to take him years to learn to master it. So it's years of misery, but he's heading towards, I know we're talking about the ultimate bliss, but even so, then it's all a struggle, and you say it's not for, it's for naught. Well, in the end, people have their lives. It's what they do.
And they will learn out of that. They will learn out of that. Suppose you are talking about the musicians, dancers, and this and that. These people will do and get the joy. And musicians enjoy much more than that of a gross person who has the fineness of their mind to rise above the material thing. No.
If somebody wants to teach, they go out to the trouble to get a PhD, or you raise little girls to be, it used to be, now they all go into business, but it used to be, they taught them to cook and to sew and to clean house.
Good. That's good. You go up to that. Then you learn, Ocho, what is my PhD now? At this age. All accomplishment has been done, and that I did my duties, this, that. Now think, what that matters now for me.
So you're saying that the end game finally is...
Yes. That experience will come.
We have these religions that say, no singing, no dancing, don't laugh.
No. This book is not for that student. We have already told who can read this book. It's not that person who has not experienced joy in life or fun of life. This book is not for that. They are tired with that. They have experienced and know what can be given. Now you say, here are a few PhDs are here. When you struggle, when you go into school, college, presenting your topic and this, how hard, how struggling, everything was okay. Okay, an achievement, accomplishment came. Now you think to your present mental condition, what it values now? All this accomplishment, okay, is good. But mind is satisfied, okay. I have done all these things, I am perfectly happy now. My unending joy is with me. No. So that is the point we learn this way. It's an experience will come, not, that's why this book, because it's a high level book, level for a PhD student. So we must have to understand we are reading a book which a very matured person of experience. What PhD means, it's not, don't preach hungry person Vedanta. Give him food first. Hungry person's Vedanta is giving food. Who is unclothed, give some clothing. That is called the service, Vedanta. But when you say all you have saturated yourself, you've experienced this, that, art, literature, singing, music, everything you got. But I am still dissatisfied. This book is for them. And there you will have to see, yes, have I got the unending joy all the time with me? Yes, there is. See, the classical musicians, when they go into the music, no, they forget the world. They live in a very joyful, peaceful mood. And then when they come down, they have to drink something. Because that mood which created, they felt the joy there. When it comes to the body level, that joy is gone. You are not holding to that joy. That's why to satisfy that mood, they go for their lifestyle changes for the time when it comes down. Those who are saintly person, forget them. Tansen was saintly person, Mira was saintly person. Their music took them to that tone and they live in that consciousness in a level. So there is no depression in it. But for ordinary big musicians, artists, actors, and everywhere we go, accomplished people, in their own mood, own place, they are very happy and peaceful there. But when that mood goes, when you become like a normal person, you are blank. Because you have tasted that joy, you have $1 million and suddenly you come down to the body, you are only having $5,000 in your pocket. What will you think? My God, how shall I survive with this 5,000? With this little joy. That's why this Vedanta teaches, yes, experience that and know where is the source of joy. Tap the joy there. Think of that joy. And how to reach that? Don't get attached to these petty things of life. You have not experienced, go and experience again. If you think that I have not experienced something, go. And then until you become dissatisfied there, then spiritual life. That's why there is renunciation is not a negative, as I say. Renunciation is very positive. Intelligent people can renounce, thinking, I have tried this, it didn't work for me. This is the possible way, and I find this is more reasonable. And I practice, and I can see really there is some truth behind it. So this maturity is necessary. That's why we call Adhikari, the competent person to practice. Which book is competent for whom will depend in the internal capacity. And then again Viveka Chudamani, the verse number on page 41, top. When the memory of sense objects awakens, the mind ruminates on the excellence and charm of those objects. From such deep worldly thoughts, lust arises, and from lust the tendency to acquire the sense objects arises. It is saying how our mind leads us to frustration. Once I get little joy, no? From anything. For eating or seeing or smelling or tasting or touching. My mind, oh, I got joy. Again, I want to get that. But experience is not the same again. Maybe or may not be. So that's why it is said that from such deep worldly thoughts, if one goes for that lust arises. Obsessiveness comes. And tendency to acquire the sense objects then starts. I want this. Whatever we are asking for, it is our want. Dissatisfaction of the heart. We are perfect. We forgot that. We are behaving like most imperfect. And as a result, we are trying to satisfy that from outside, which is impossible. Outside cannot give us anything. because it is itself limited. Now, again the same, the Viveka Chudamani, another verse quoted, through clinging to the body, involvement with sense objects, and lack of self-capital analysis, one falls into an inferior birth. For such a person, one-pointed love for the self-capital is almost out of reach, and his destruction is inevitable. Here, destruction means spiritual attainment or spiritual growth that gets destroyed, means delays. I give the example. You are driving from here to San Diego, that is your target. And when you go to the Irvine and see, now you can see Irvine spectrum, glittering light, this, that. You say, wow, 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 good, what is going on? Let me go. So you go there and enjoy the fun. And afterwards you get tired, I have seen. Let me go. Now where will you go now? You exit from the same level, delayed in between to have that experience. So experience is necessary in life. Experience is not bad, but we should be intelligent person enough to gain knowledge out of the experience. What experience teaches me. That's why we say anything happens in life, we must have to be very clear what this incident is teaching me. If we can learn some lesson, then it is meaningful. Otherwise, it is only a suffering. No? Suffering is for suffering. So, though through clinging to the body, what happens? If I cling me and mine this much, involvement with the sense objects comes, and the lack of self-analysis. Real self I forgot, and I am thinking this is me. And as a result, one falls into inferior birth, means inferior thought, inferior level of the situation when we are born. No? Suppose someone is born in a family of a devotee's family. From the childhood, gets the environment. No? The baby is learning meditation, prayers, chanting of the mantras. How many families you can find? And suppose that baby is born in an environment where not congenial, just opposite. There is disaster, there is fight, there is anger, there is drug, there is drinking. The child is growing in that environment. It is meaning they get into that type of life means opportunity for spiritual growth is stunted. So, but if it is born in an environment where parents are like that, the people, the friends, those who come in your family, they are spiritual minded, enhancing the speed. So that is the downgrade life they get. Therefore, one should shun, but one should shun worldly thoughts, the cause of all evil by every possible means. Worldly thoughts. That means, look at God. You enjoy food, feel it's prasad. You see something, I'm enjoying the beauty, it's God's beauty. Put it that way. You are not to blind yourself. Spirituality does not mean that you don't see anything, don't hear anything. Hear everything, bring God into your equation. Even love song, when people sing, oh, it is love song. There is no love song. All song goes for God. Put your beloved, the Lord. That's all. And everything is equated. That which was going to take us to the worldly attachment, you are deifying that with the spiritual attachment, thinking God, God, God. So you are uplifted. And you are actually connected with God. The joy comes, you feel it's God's joy. Attitude change. Minus that, attach. I love someone. I like someone. Okay, that man will be old. That girl will be old. Will be disease will come. Health hazard will happen. Or something will happen. Your love will then go away. And you don't enjoy anymore. But if you think you love God, or the divine or Satchidananda, the Ananda, bliss in that, so your whole life is getting changed. So this is the way a detachment. Detachment means that. Detach from the exterior. Attached to the interior. This is a body. This body is meaningless body. It will be a dead body in split second. But that which is making it, that conscious entity, that Satchidananda entity, which is giving the value of this body, this dead body, flesh and bone, I love that. Then what happens? You love, you do everything, but your love flows towards God. There is a song, Dhai Janumor Sakol Bhalobasa Prabhu Tumar Pane. Rabindranath Tagore. He says, Oh Lord, Dhai Janumor Sakol, all the things I love, let all my love, let it flow towards you. Let my all desires, Dhai Janumor Sakol Govir, deep-rooted desires, unfulfilled desires, Dhai Jano, for you, because you are there, you can fulfill in the form of object, in the form of flower, in the form of nature, in the form of anything beautiful I like. You are there. So let my flow, love, goes there, not get stuck into the exterior. So this is called the how we can rise above the small self and leading to the higher self. Is it not? Yeah. And we think that Vedanta is not teaching you that you should be blunt, dry, like a rock, piece of rock or a piece of wood. You'll be softened. You'll be sweeter than this person you are now. You'll be much sweeter, much responsive. You'll be feeling the joy and thrill everywhere. Ramakrishna, look at that achievement of Ramakrishna. He's an epitome of our example. Wherever he sees anything, he sees that stimulates the divine in him. They call mother, mother, mother. No. You're going to seeing that any object can just ignite that flame of divinity in that. It's called the mother, no? So that is the art of looking in the world and staying. So this purpose means petty things, desires, which makes us forget that is called ignorance. And that which instigates that idea of divinity, of purity, of the bliss, eternal, that is called spiritual life. So detachment and attachment. This is very, again and again, this is the only subject in whole Vedanta. Vedanta is very simple. Only detach, you are free now. And I am attached, so I am in bondage. I may say, no, I am a monk, I am not attached. No, I am attached to many things. It goes in different final level. Gross level to subtler and subtler. As you go to the subtler level, it becomes strong, powerful. Outer thing you can just think, okay, there is Rasagolla, you won't eat. You may be a great yogi. Oh, Rasagolla was there, the Swami didn't take it. But I am not taking because of diabetes. But outside you have given up. But internal desire, raso varjam rasopiyasya param drishtva nivartate. Upanishad says, rasa, the test of this eyes, ears, every subject of every instrument has their subject. Rasa opi asya, those rasa, this test for them, it remains. Even if superficially you give up, it goes into the substratum, and they are very powerful. You cannot root externally say, I don't bring Rasagolla in my room. You can avoid that night without eating Rasagolla. But you may be thinking whole night, Rasagolla. Is it not? It happens in our life. Oh, it would have been good. There is a good food today. Why I missed that? Rather, it is making you more strong. It is better you have eaten one. That's